Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Rebecca. If you are new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like. I do all sorts of witchy content, or at least that's the dream, on my channel. And a large portion of that witchy content so far is journaling. Bullet journals, Book of Shadows, grimoires, all things witchy journaling. They are my favorite. So if you like that and think you might want to come back, please don't forget to subscribe and like. It really helps me out. Now, I am here today to update you on what is going on with my Book of Shadows. Normally, I do a little setup video every month, and I haven't done one yet. You will see that in this. I can't show you like a ton because I've started actively using it. So this is kind of an update and such. First things first in the update, the one of the most important and exciting parts is inside. It's pink now because I finished it. So that's the first big thing. I finished my last book. So the Book of Shadows that you've been seeing for a while went from where is it? Oh, I didn't write the date in the front yet. I'll have to do that. It went from July 18th to November 17th. So August, September, October, November. So 4 months. I really wanted another black journal. I really quite don't like having my Book of Shadows in this. I had this from when the pandemic started. I didn't panic about the idea of not having access to toilet paper and stuff. I panicked about the idea of not having access to notebooks. So I bought three. Or four LT 1917s. So that way, if notebooks and stores that had notebooks shut down completely, I would have some. And then I bought the Filofax and moved my bullet journaling into there. And then this one was sitting empty and I needed to use it. It is undetermined whether or not I will be in this one in the new year. If I were to finish it, because I'm a nerd, I did the math. If I wanted to finish this book to start the new year in a new book, I would have to do about 7 pages a day. And while that's entirely possible, I don't like forcing myself. I try not to force myself because then I end up with a bunch of pages that I'm like, really, Rebecca, did you really want to do that, or were you just trying to fill the paper? So I started this book November 17th. That's the first update. The second update is I have stopped using my Filofax. If you've seen any of my other videos, which I will make sure a couple are linked up in the cards that you can check out, this might not come as a surprise to you because I have mentioned, I think I've mentioned before the fact that I've tried multiple times. I'll see a new planner and I'll be like, ooh, pretty shiny. And I'll buy it. And then it messes with my whole system. It sends me into what I call a planner crisis. And I always end up back in my bullet journal. Now, the one real exception to that has been in the past my Book of Shadows. I had to do a lot of shadow work, and a big part of that was keeping my Book of Shadows and my bullet journal separate, and I didn't want to do that. When I first started merging the two, when I first tried, it sent me into a different kind of mental health shadow work spiral. Anyways, lots of work has been done between now and then, and so I had already started to integrate a lot of this stuff when I got the Filofax, and I was trying to make that work. I was saying all of the stuff I wanted to keep would go in here. But I wasn't using my Filofax. It wasn't fun. Like, and then I bought I bought the Astrocal Moon Diary. I did not buy it to plan in. I bought this specifically for the information in it. And I heard of this from Jessica the Story Witch. You can check out her channel, linked either up above or down in the description. I bought this because I love astrology. I am a budding astrologer, and I wanted the astrological information. I bought the Wee Moon, and I bought the Wee Moon so I can like scrapbook, because I've really enjoyed the process of now adding things into like tip-ins like this. So I bought these. This one I specifically wanted the astrological information, and the Wee Moon, which I will be getting on Saturday. I bought an unbound form, and I want that one for the prettiness and the art. This one I don't know. I don't think I'll be scrapbooking, because I don't want to, at least not this year, because I don't want to lose the information. So what I'm thinking will happen is that I will use it as a reference for this year, because I don't want to lose any of the information, and then next year I can use the pictures for my next journal, and I could take pictures of things and print pictures and put those in. I don't know for sure yet, but I'm so glad I have this purely for the astrology information. Totally worth it. If you would like to see a full like walkthrough of this, let me know in the comments down below, and I'd be happy to do that for you. Anyway, so I'd bought that, and then I was looking at my pile, and I've got the Astrocal, and I've got the Filofax, and I've got the Book of Shadows, and I'm like, Rebecca, it's getting too much. You gotta stop. And I somehow ended up deciding to just say screw it, and I was like, you know what, I think I'm finally ready. I'm much more comfortable with the fact and the idea that I am a witch and that this is who I am. So I think I'm ready to have it all in one book. So the remnants from my last bullet journal that I just gonna put in my daily card. The remnants from my last bullet journal that I had in my Filofax, I cut the holes off of, and I taped them in here so I can still fill them out and finish those for the year, although most of my yearly trackers have fallen away. It's too much. I don't care. Like, no. I have my index the way I normally do, all set up where I just write what happens on each page. I journaled about starting this. Now this is a new thing. I'm doing a daily page now where I write, and this format I got from Jessica the Story Witch. So I write where the moon is and what phase it's in and how that might end up feeling. I write a dedication to, it's not normally this long anymore. Sometimes it is, but I write a dedication to my mother goddess Tara. Tara has 21 different qualities, so every day I pick a quality that I would like to dedicate my day to. I usually have some other little note, and then I write, but this has actually changed. And then I write my tarot card, and at the end of the day I reflect on what the card means and how that showed up in my day. So I finished the last book mid-month, so I just hopped in and started doing my dailies. I did set up my pages like I always do for my year head spread cards, which I'm so excited that I will be able to draw a new one this month. I could do that anytime now, actually. I'm waiting to determine if I'm going to be in a new book or not so I can record it. Anyway, so my cards this month are the Eight of Swords reversed and matte. And then I continued on. Because I only have 2 ribbon bookmarks, I put a purple strip to denote where the month starts. Because now this houses everything. So we have, see, this is what happens when I get anxious to do something in my journal. I rush. But I do actually come back in and draw on these pages later. And I end up loving it. So, anywho, this is December. Now, the Eight of Swords reversed in the Revelations Tarot. I will get a picture of it off the internet and insert it here. So you can see she's bound in rope. And it's a swords card, and the swords is air. And Matt is all about justice, that is my card of the year going into 2021. And Matt and justice, like there's this whole idea of the feather of truth. So when all of these things combined, I got this beautiful idea, which I really love, of having the feather of truth and 8 feathers cutting the bondage ropes of the Eights of Swords. So I did that for my cover. I have my calendar schedule, which hasn't changed. I will walk you through what I do with this in my next setup. I have tracking, which I have already stopped using. I'm at a place right now of really simplifying, and I don't find much value in this. I know what spreads I want to set up for the new year, and I'm just kind of waiting for that. I have a gratitude log, which I'm trying to remember. And so what I'm doing for the planning for December, and hopefully forward past that, is through using the Filofax, I started to really like my hourly weekly view. So I come in at the beginning of the week and I do in all my appointments. And then what I started doing as trying to fix how Filofax bullet journaling was working for me is if I need to make a note, like if throughout the week something comes up and I'm like, oh crap, I need to remember to do this on Wednesday, I just write it on Wednesday. And then I look at just this one page in order to set up my daily. So I've got that. So what I've been doing for my dailies is previously in bullet journaling, my dailies would end up with a huge list that did not get finished, like happens to a lot of people. And I wasn't figuring out how to help myself to be more productive. There's so very many shadows and focus issues and Anyway, what I'm trying now, and so far it feels really good, is I'm limiting the space I have for things to write, to put on my to-do list. So my dailies, when I start them, I have my little moon information where I write about what phase the moon is in and where it is, all that stuff. After the moon, I put in my to-do where I write first down all the appointments of the day and then a few things that are like the must-do kind of a thing. And then I close it out. So I don't have the space to overload myself. So far it feels pretty good. We shall see how it goes. And then I do my Tara dedication and then I do my tarot. And that really is all I have to show you of my monthly setup and how it's going. And I'm just continuing on. I'm doing a weekly when it's time. and then my dailies when it's time, and then I'm just filling up the book with readings and such, as I always do. So far, it feels really good. I've had some moments where I tried to figure things out, and because I wasn't sure. So this was yesterday where I put my to-do list here, because I felt like there was a time where I was like, what do I do if I think of something I want to do and I want to add it? And what I've ended up thinking there is, if how I worked it out in my head was, this daily section is for all the stuff that, like, top priority must do. It doesn't mean it's going to be the only things I do, but if I do nothing else, I want to get these things done, or I need to get these things done. And then everything else is just gravy. I don't necessarily need to have a list where I can check off all the things I've done. That doesn't feel necessary right now. So having just the list of priorities and seeing, yeah, I got all my priorities done, I think that will really help with my focusing. Another thing I'm doing that this had to change, so I told you about the weekly spread where I write down the things I need to do. The other thing that this meant I had to change, which I forgot to show you, was my future log. I am really thrilled with this new idea I had for this future log. So since my dailies have limited space, I don't have space to write future appointments, I literally just did this morning. I just wrote future log items, and I have this page to fill up with future log items. I honestly don't know if it will fill up. We'll see. Anywho, here's my future log. I'm still using a Calendex. I've added a few witchy tips and tricks, which I'm going to break down into another short little video for you, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And speaking of, since that is the end of this video, this is a great time to remind you to again subscribe, because if you subscribe and hit that bell notification, when this video goes up, it'll pop up nice and easy. You won't have to worry about it. So that is it for today, my friends. I'm going to be batch filming in hopes of helping myself do better. Well, I want to do more on my YouTube channel. Anyway, so that is my Book of Shadows, my bullet journal of shadows set up, and how I'm using it in December 2020. I am so excited for the new year. I know there's still a lot going on in the world. I don't care. I am excited. Bit nervous, excited too though. If you would like to learn more about any of the spreads or anything you've seen, please let me know in the comments down below. If you have any comments, any questions, that all helps. It helps. And I'd really love it if you would do that, which I reached. I am past 200 subscribers now. I'm so thrilled. Thank you so much. If I wasn't broke, I'd do a giveaway, but I am broke. So hopefully when we get to 500 or something, maybe I'll be able to do a giveaway then. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you again sometime soon. Bye.